What if I told you that if you invested your time and your effort in practicing just 3 things, developing these 3 qualities, you could have success in whatever field you want? Would you do it?
I'm with my fave of all time.
And awesome Miss Lorraine Lawson.
Lorraine Lawson.
Lorraine Lawson.
Lorraine Lawson.
Lorraine Lawson. I just love her so much.
Well, in this video, I'm going to go through these 3 things and how you can develop them so that you can bridge the gap from wherever you are to wherever you want to be, no matter what it is. And before we get started, let's think about even what success means. Our society has certainly deemed success as the outside validating whatever it is that you do. And so let's start there, that we have financial measures. For example, if we are paid for a service and our products that we create, and people are validating and saying that it's worthy, saying that this is worth whatever you're doing, doesn't that require your investment to create those products and services then? Of course. And in Canada, we have things like the Juno Awards or the Grammy Awards for artists. Obviously, that's my area of expertise. I've been coaching singers and dancers and actors for a long time. And so we have awards that might be given out. And maybe you have awards for the top salesperson in real estate, for example, or, the top dancer award we just had most recently. And Liza Minnelli was given a Lifetime Achievement Award. It was so great. So when we are awarded by our peers, we are awarded by the outside, we feel validated and we feel successful. Absolutely true. But there's a layer that needs to happen first. And I tell every single artist this: if you really want to be successful, you have to figure out your own pleasure from creating that product, your own pleasure from providing that service. It really starts with you, so that you're not chasing the success on the outside, but rather you're investing in you, your ability to create something that lights you up, that makes you so happy, fulfilled on the inside. So let's break down these 3 things that if you invested your time, effort, and energy in implementing this into your life, it would absolutely make a difference. And I am telling you, once you start to show and share these qualities, that outside validation is going to come. That is where success can really start to happen, because then you can monetize this thing that you do. So let's break it down. The first thing that is super, super important is to become undeniable. So what do I mean by undeniable? I think that this is really important because a lot of people view undeniable as something that's unachievable, but it is achievable. In fact, we know that we can develop an undeniability just through skill. If I build enough skill in whatever area that I want to be successful in, if I want to build my skills as a writer, for example, I want to write a book, well, then you better be writing something every single day. You should be reading and consuming other people's books each and every day so that you can start to develop the muscle, the skills that you need to write that bestseller book too. Or if you want to be a singer, we always say you have to develop your skills as a singer 100%, because through skill, we develop something else, don't we? Confidence. And confidence really does come from a sense of trusting yourself. When you have enough skill, you become confident. And when I present something, it is like, I've been doing this a long time, so it's effortless. My preparation time is minimized by how much skill I have, how much experience I have doing the thing that I say that I want to be excellent at, that I want to be successful at. So we need experience here under this side. Okay, we need to feel confident. We need some level of experience all to become undeniably successful at whatever we're doing. But here's the part that most people miss. And this is what I call innate. There needs to be an innate sense of being undeniable. What do I mean by that? I mean that you don't have to set your alarm to wake up in the morning to do this thing that you say you love, to do this thing that you say you want to do to be successful. There is nobody pushing you. No one is pulling you, out from gutter to want to do the thing that you say that you want to do. So again, getting back to writing books, let's say, can you write each and every day? Does someone have to tell you to write? Now, there's no question that we can build accountability here, because this is also an important part of being a human being, is we need to be accountable to the outcome. So if I know that I want to develop my innate ability to just light myself up, to have a must in my life. This is not a need. This is not a need. This is a true want, a want within me to get up in the morning, to do the thing that I say that I love to do, to create what I say that I love to create. We have to build this as a muscle, our innate ability to generate ourselves, to generate the energy necessary on a daily basis to build what? I'm going to put on this side, consistency. You're right, consistency. So if I have something innate, I'm going to become consistent at it. If I build some accountability, some measures, like setting my own alarm, making sure that I have some kind of goals set on a daily basis, that I'm going to write that chapter over the next week, some kind of deadlines, measures that I impose on myself. Now, this is where coaching is so powerful, because to be a number one tennis player in the world, you're going to have a number of different coaches. If you're going to be the number one quarterback winning the Super Bowl, like Patrick Mahomes, you're going to have a number of different coaches that are going to help different aspects of what makes you successful. One of them is this innate ability. So my coach is going to, when I feel tired, is going to pump me up. My coach is going to help build my mental and emotional stamina so that I can build in those routines, that I can become accountable, to be consistent, so that I can get on the court night after night, day after day. I can stand on stages. I'm going to get my experience level so that I can become confident. Does this all start to make sense? Being undeniable is that quality, that X factor. Sometimes some people have it really early in their life, but if you are watching this video and you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, even your 50s, 60s, it is not too late to develop your undeniable ability to walk into the room and have heads turn. This is our ability to stand out in the world, that people trust and know that you are capable of not only generating the outcome, the product, but you can generate yourself. You know how to light up that room, transform that room, however you want. Number two is one of these qualities that people talk about all the time. I think there's been books and books and books written about it, programs. There's been programs and programs that I've seen titled Becoming Unstoppable, right? So what does this mean? What does becoming unstoppable mean? Well, we know that becoming undeniable meant that I had to build my skills as an innate person to generate who I am, to have no one else, right, really making me do anything. I want to do it. This is not out of a need. It's out of a desire within me to really do it. So I have built those two skills and beyond. To be unstoppable then is really a different muscle, because throughout life we are definitely going, I'm here and I want to get here. And there is definitely going to have to be some kind of bridge that I create from here to here. And I wish, I knew how to do that. If there was a perfect formula, right, in the question how, My goodness, wouldn't we all do it? If I had a crystal ball and I said, if here are the steps to becoming successful. I love how on YouTube, all over YouTube, there are people telling you, if you just follow these steps, you are going to be successful. Well, I am here to tell you that that is not the case. I am here to tell you that no matter how many people are going to tell you that if you follow these steps, you aren't necessarily going to get here. Why? Because there are going to be dips and cracks and setbacks and roadblocks and obstacles along the way that are going to stop you at different points. And so if you don't develop this quality right here, most people were going to stop. They're going to stop right here. They're going to stop maybe here. Maybe you've stopped really close. You know, I think there was a great, well, there's many quotes about this, but you know, if people just knew how close they were to the finish line, they wouldn't get off the bus, right? They wouldn't quit here because they were so close to achieving their results, but they gave up too soon. So the ability to build the muscle, the quality of being unstoppable is really crucial here. It's the thing that helps you get over those obstacles. And so I often reverse the letters for artists all the time. We want to start surrounding ourselves with who? The answer to being unstoppable is to surround yourself with a community of people, could be small, doesn't have to be large, of people who really believe in you and you can support and believe in them. So what do I mean by that? That is really finding your mastermind. That is finding your community of artists or athletes, whatever it is, people who are going to hold you again accountable to the outcome that you desire. This is not an outcome that they desire for you. This is an outcome that you desire. And when you have a really strong, and again, lots of books have been written on this too. When you have a really strong why you want to achieve this goal, when you know this is my measure of success, I want to get here, I'm going to develop the skills of being unstoppable. I'm going to find my community, my coaches, the people that are going to build the muscle with me, help me stay accountable, build my skills that we needed in order to become undeniable. And we're going to build our consistency to achieving each and every step. And when I fall into a crack, somebody in my community is going to help me pull me out. There's no question that that is so powerful. Now, in the first layer, I said that you don't really need other people. To become undeniable, you don't. But to become unstoppable, you absolutely do. I have yet to meet anyone who's achieved anything on their own, fully on their own. You can create the product. You can want to provide the service, right? I can become a singer and light myself up, trusting what comes out of my mouth. But it is really standing on the stage. It is that level of agreement to the audience, to my team around me that says, what I am doing is great. So this is this unstoppable ability to create that and generate that. The ideal people in your life that are really going to light you up, keep you motivated. And like I said, that you can equally motivate and keep them in alignment too. Super important. This is what I call get. It's not just win-win. I want to get something in the now, and I want the people around me, my team, my coaches, my managers, my agents. If you happen to be working at a company, maybe it's your VPs, you know, you're the CEO, you've got to know that your team around you are there to help you achieve your goal. And they have to trust you that you're going to be unstoppable to what? Solve the problem. So a person who is unstoppable solves the problem at every cost. They are not stopped by how. They're going to figure out who can help me here. Ask a better question. Ask people. Tell people what you're up to. Tell people that this is where I want to go. Start to declare your dreams. Some of you are holding your dreams too close to you. And unless you really develop this skill, unless you start declaring, sharing, showing what you're up to, nobody can help you. Does this make sense? Now, is the first person that you come across this road going to help you achieve that? Probably not. You're going to have somebody over here who's really going to be helpful. And then the next person, you're going to have an obstacle. And that next time that you say, I fell down, I lost all my money, I invested too soon, someone's going to say, well, that wasn't so smart, but that's okay. Let's solve the problem. Let's figure out what you can afford next time. What I do find is people want to leapfrog this by investing too much money of which they do not have, or investing too much time that they do not have. This is called a state of overwhelm, and I don't want anyone that I coach or watching this video to feel overwhelmed. The sense of being unstoppable is a sense of being invincible, and that's really from surrounding yourself with the right people at the right time that light you up, that you can light them up, that when you walk in the room, you can transform the room around you. And it's not that much effort to do it. This would be the same as, again, let's say I'm a comedian, or you are wanting to be a public speaker and standing on stages. You don't need to stand on stages of thousands at the beginning. You want to start standing on stages of maybe 20, 10, right? 30, 300. Eventually 3,000, and hopefully eventually tens of thousands. So this is about building a muscle to become unstoppable. We're not unstoppable just because we will it or we wish it. It's a muscle that you have to develop with proof. I had a crack, I had a problem, I was able to solve the problem by sharing the problem, by expressing it, declaring where I want to be, and allowing people to come into my world and help me achieve it. Are you guys all following? Okay, great. Super important. By the way, why do you want to achieve this? Why do you want to achieve this? Why do you want to achieve this? Please don't make your answer about the audience. I know lots of people are going to tell you to make it about the audience and to be of service, but you cannot be of service to anyone unless you believe in you, unless you believe the product and service that you are creating and providing is truly lighting you up. You believe in it, and when you share it and declare it, there is that sense of undeniable strength within you when you share it. It is effortless to share it. Just like me, I have taught this, I can't even tell you, to hundreds of artists in Canada, and that's why I'm sharing it on YouTube, because I want everyone, it doesn't matter what area you are in the world, what area you want to make a difference, what product you want to create, these principles are going to work for you too. And so that's why I'm sharing it with you, is that this is the foundational skills that you absolutely need to be successful in whatever it is that you want. So your why you want to create it, why you want to achieve it is super important. We're not talking about the audience today, are we? We're talking about you. Okay, awesome. I'm glad you get it, right? You get it? Okay, good. Okay, the third thing that I told you we would go through, and this is so, so important, is you must become prolific. Now, what do I mean by that? I've said it a few times in this video already, but you need to learn to generate not just what you do, but yourself to do it. And I'm going to call this be, do, have. Now, this is not rocket science. This is an idea that in order to do this thing, in order to have the success that I really, really want, right? We all have the outcome in our mind that we want. Who do you need to be? Who do you need to be? This is important because the skills that we're talking about today, to be undeniable, to become unstoppable, and then eventually to become prolific. It's important that you start to generate at a level that other people are not generating. Success comes often just in that tipping point of creating more more than what other people are possibly able to create. In a world, in my world, for helping artists, singer-songwriters in particular, we talk about this all the time. There is data available to us at the little, at the end of our phone so quickly. Over 110,000 songs are currently, as of today, October 2024, are being uploaded to music platforms each and every day. So what is the ability to stand out from all of that material that is being uploaded? Is it the material? Is it the song itself? No. I'm going to say no, because nobody usually is even listening to your song until you become prolific, until you are creating so much product, so much output that people are like, who's that again? What? That person again? And if we think about this as an author, for example, because this is huge in publishing as well. You can have a New York best-selling list just by buying your own book. I hope you all know that, right? Whenever I see, New York Times bestseller list, well, I can buy whatever the amount is of books to become that. In fact, Gary Vee talks about that in his Crushing It book. Just buy your own books back and you're going to become a New York Times best-selling author also. That's a huge amount of investment. But it's really about writing another book and maybe creating a whole product line. Maybe it's, creating another product to be of service that people want and are willing to pay for. Again, I think about the Rolling Stones in their 80s, that they're still not only writing music, but they are performing that music around the world. I mean, unbelievably prolific. And so who do they need to be? So this would be number one. I'll just put it above so you really get it. Before I do, who do I need to be? And then as I do, this is like a little loop, okay? As I do more and I make this little circle, who do I need to be to start? Okay, who do I need to be to get on the road, right? Who do I need to be to learn that instrument, to learn that new language? Who do I need to be? And then I start doing it. And as I do it, I keep asking myself the same question. Who do I need to be to get to the next level of doing? Who do I need to be to get the next level? This is this perpetual loop. Does this make sense? And as I generate that, the more and more I generate it, I become prolific. Being prolific, in essence, gives me the have. So let's talk about success a little deeper for a minute. If I think about being successful, is it just to have a one-hit wonder? Is it to strike it big at the lottery? Now you just won your $20 million. But you didn't really do anything. You just got it. Okay, you got the thing, the $1 million. And most of the stats on people who win the lottery, let's say, have something blow up in the stock market, whatever it is, they usually lose it in the first year. Because they didn't develop the skill of becoming prolific. It's like I've earned this thing, whatever it is, but I didn't really generate the being. So this would also be the person who, as an entrepreneur, makes their $1 million legitimately from the business that they created, only to find that they lost it. Maybe they overexpanded it. Maybe in the who, to become unstoppable, they paid too many people out. It happens all the time. They've paid too many business managers, athletes. This happens all the time. They get the contract. Okay, they get the contract. They didn't become a person, okay, who's really worthy of having this. They did not become prolific. They did not become unstoppable. They hired people around them to become unstoppable for them. Are you following what I'm trying to say? Because this is actually extremely deep, and I feel even as I'm teaching it to you, I need to make another video about it. That's how deep this is, okay? So in order to have something and not lose it, okay, look at this loop is here. I gotta love the doing. I gotta love who I am while I'm doing it. Do more, notice who I'm being when I need to do the next level and the next level. Be, do, be, do, be, do, be. I go back and forward, back and forward. I'm generating. I am loving what I'm doing. Oops, there's an obstacle. Something happened. First question, who do I need to be? I'm unstoppable. I'm going to solve the problems. I'm not going to ask a million people how to solve the problem. I'm going to find the right people to solve the problem. I'm going to make sure that I don't lose the money that I just earned. I'm going to find out who I need to be in order to keep generating, keep creating, keep creating. So let me use another example of exactly this. Getting back to an athlete. When we think about the most successful athletes on the planet, they're not just successful in what they do, are they? When they retire, when they've had an accident, let's say, and they can't play anymore, this gets back to who they need to be to develop the next skill in order to become the announcer, the interviewer, maybe to create a product. You know, Shaq is an actor now, right? Magic Johnson, right? Creating a product, helping endorse his name on merchandise for Nike or whatever it is. Whatever it is, a lot of these people that are successful in your world are generating the next level of doing. They keep generating the next level of doing. They don't just get what they set out to achieve at the first time. They keep playing with this side of the equation. The have is the bonus, man. The have is going to be there when this game of being, doing, being becomes really effortless. And you start to share, okay, well, what's next for me? And I'm going to build more skills, getting back to becoming undeniable. I'm going to build more skills in order to get that next gig, in order to get that next doing. Maybe write the book that I've always wanted to write. Maybe I want to inspire people, or I want to become a public speaker after I've made my millions of dollars. And how many people are out there doing that right now that you all know? Right, exactly. And so it's not in the doing that defines you alone. It's actually who you're being when you're doing it that starts to generate something, starts to generate an outcome. It starts to get people's attention. You start to stand out more. And guess what? That level of success that you've always been chasing is on the other side of this work. Don't get so caught up in the success and working backwards. Find it in yourself. Develop these three things, these three skills. Build the muscle. Practice. Be patient. And become so persistent with these three things, becoming undeniable, becoming unstoppable, and becoming prolific in your life, that you can generate and regenerate, playing with this formula over and over and over. Use this video. Please watch it back many times. And if you're liking this video, please subscribe. I'm going to keep making them for you, because if you can't tell, I'm super passionate about what I've been coaching here in Canada with artists, and I am really excited that I get to share it with you.